do their part to make the world a better place for people, animals, and the environment we all share. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the renowned primatologist, Dr. Jane Goodall.
Over a sea of faces, smiling, happy, and I hope you stay that way. As is my custom, I begin by bringing the voice of another species into this space, and I'm quite sure this is the first time that the greeting of a chimpanzee has been heard in this auditorium. Hello. I secondly want to say that I really owe so much to one person, without whom I might well not be standing here today. In fact, I'm sure I wouldn't. I was really lucky. I was born and had a wonderful mother. And I attribute an enormous amount of who I am today and how I do what I do to the wise way that she raised me when I was a child. From the beginning I loved animals, and she respected that love and supported it. When I disappeared for over 4 hours, staying on the farm, because I wondered how a hen laid an egg, where did the egg come from? And nobody told me, so I hid in the hen house. And I finally saw the hen lay the egg, and was all excited rushing towards the house. But it was nearly dark, and the family hadn't known where I was. They'd even called the police. And yet when my mother saw my shining eyes, instead of scolding me, she sat down to hear the wonderful story of how a hen lays an egg. So that curiosity that lies behind science wasn't crushed, as it well might have been. And this was the story carrying on through my young life, when I dreamed of going to Africa, living with animals and writing books about them, and everybody laughed at me. Those things didn't happen back then, certainly not to young women. But my mother never laughed. She would say, Jane, if you really want something, and you work hard, and you take advantage of opportunity, and you never give up, you will find a way. So I did. I saved up the money. I got out to Africa. I met the renowned Louis Leakey, paleontologist, naturalist, anthropologist. And it was he who gave me this amazing opportunity to go and live with chimpanzees in the forest. I had no degree at the time, but he realized my passion. He's the second person in my life to whom I owe so much. And then the chimpanzees themselves, once I'd finally overcome their fear, once they began to trust this peculiar white ape, I realized that I was watching a community of individuals, each one with his or her own personality, with feelings of happiness, sadness, fear, and despair, with intellectual abilities that enable them to use and make tools and solve complex problems. And since those early days, we've learned a great deal more from studies in other parts of Africa about their different cultural behaviors, and from studies in the laboratory about the extent of their intellectual ability. And too, we've learned about biological similarities. in the structure of the blood, the immune system, and the fact that human and chimpanzee DNA differs by only just over 1%. It was a shock to me when I discovered that chimpanzees, whom I thought were much nicer people, also have a dark side and are capable of violence, brutality, and even a kind of primitive war. But too, they have qualities of love and compassion and altruism, so that if a mother dies and leaves an orphan with no brother or sister to care for him, an unrelated adolescent or even fully adult individual may care for them and ensure their survival. And that includes males as well as females being the caregivers. It's chimpanzees who taught us that we humans are not the only beings with personalities and minds and feelings. And it helps us to think in another way about our relationship with the other amazing animal beings with whom we share the planet. And to think perhaps with horror of the ways we use and abuse so many. But the shocking part about all of this is that just as we're discovering some of the secrets and the wonders of the wild world, that world is increasingly threatened. Chimpanzees are threatened by the destruction of the forest, by hunting for the animal trade or for food, and by disease. Because they're so like us biologically, they can catch our diseases. And some of you came to our booth and saw the little chimpanzee in Congo who was afflicted by polio. And I think that's a particularly important story for the Rotarians because of your amazing fight to eliminate polio from around the world. This little chimpanzee gets polio and she makes an amazing recovery, but she still can't use her legs. And if you go to the Goodall.org website, you can actually see that story online. When I began to understand what was going on in Africa, chimpanzees losing their habitats, and I began traveling around Africa to learn more, I was shocked by what